Hi, I'm Tisha, and this is the Open Booked podcast. Today, we are not talking about a book. We got our tinfoil hats on, and we are going to give you two each conspiracy theories that, one for each of us, we will die on this hill because 100%. The other, maybe just for fun, just to make you think.
I'm so excited. We've teased this for like a year. Go ahead, sorry.
But first, are you reading anything?
Yeah. Last episode I said I got to drive. I had no books. I went in and I was going to listen to that book, but then I had realized I had used an Audible credit for this book called The Ever King that I kept seeing on Book Talk, and it's like a dark pirate romantasy.
Okay.
Good stuff. I finished that book that day, and I'm on the second right now. I'm not as into the second one as I was the first one, but it's really good. It's good and fun. I'll say it's not very dark, but definitely gives you romantasy, princess, pirate lord, all that. What about you?
Okay. I am listening to How to End a Love Story by Yulin Kwong. I think it's Kwong. It's one of the challenges
I knew it.
For heritage reads.
Knew it.
It's a cute little rom-com. I feel like it's kind of escalated quickly, so I don't know where else we can really go from here, but we'll see. I'm like 40% through it.
So the angst wasn't angsting for very long.
No.
Okay. I love some good angst.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's no fun.
Yeah.
Maybe it is fun, I don't know.
Not right now.
So I think we talked about this a little bit last episode. Next week, we're going to cover Silver Elite and determine who the real author is.
Yes.
I got my... Where is it? It's somewhere. I got my Book of the Month version of it with the sprayed edges. And so I'll show it to y'all next week. But excited about that, so I'm going to start that soon.
That'll be fun.
Are you doing the audio book version?
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Teddy Hamilton. Let me confirm.
I hope so.
Yeah. Okay, can we talk about why? Okay, caught up. Today we're recording a little early on a different day. Can we talk about why all of Book Talk is pissed off that Teddy Hamilton is narrating Caught Up? Because the sequel to Lights Out, because like he's the most loved audio book narrator.
But he didn't do the first one, right? It was
he
Jacob
did, but everyone loved the guy on the first one, but it's a different main male character, so usually they switch narrators.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Why? Maybe because of Nevessa Allen and the way she's acting toward people, telling them not to read her book if he voted, blah blah blah.
Yeah, it's probably her in general. Also, if you do follow her on TikTok, I don't follow her, but she's been like popping up a lot, and something about her just bothers me. Like, I think she's just got this like hateful vibe, and I just don't love it. I'm like a Geneva Rose TikTok fan where you spin in circles and joke around and sign books. Like, that's more my vibe.
Yeah.
Teddy Hamilton does not do Silver Elite. It's a girl, Amanda Dolan. She actually does a lot, so I think she's good too. 19 hours at normal speeds.
Shouldn't be too bad.
A little under 8 for us.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to yap?
Let's get into it.
Okay, before we get into our conspiracy theories, we gotta spill the tea. First and foremost, the Diddy trial is actively going on. By the time this launches, it'll be a little outdated, but we're already day 3 after jury selection, so really day like 8. Cassie, the star witness, has been on the stand for a couple of days. Some stuff she said is insane, and they haven't even gotten into like the trafficking piece. They've really just gotten into the assault and racketeering.
Mm-hmm.
But the freak off details that are coming out are disgusting. The amount of drugs and like, I can't even imagine. There was one that lasted 4 days. 4 days.
Mind blowing. Like, I can't wrap my head around that.
She said they averaged using 10 bottles of baby oil per freak off because he wanted them to all be glistening. He acted like a director and was like telling everybody what to do.
Fucking weird.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah. So we haven't gotten into like the trafficking or See, and I don't know, are they charging him with all these like Tupac murder and like all that shit too? I don't know. Right now they're
Hmm,
just getting into Cassie's particular lawsuit. Maybe there's other trials that will happen for other charges. I'm not
maybe.
100% on that, but so far it's been like what we expected. Absolutely terrible.
Yeah, I saw today that some radio station interviewed Suge Knight because he's serving time for manslaughter.
Hmm.
I think it's like 25 years.
Yeah.
And he said that he thinks Diddy doesn't have anything to worry about. There's too many people that owe him favors that he'll just have to call one in and he'll be able to get out. Or he thinks Trump will pardon him if he's convicted.
I highly doubt Trump pardons him.
Same.
He wouldn't
I'm like,
pardon Tiger King.
yeah. And he is not harming hundreds and hundreds of people.
Yeah.
Yes, it's animals. We all love tigers. They're majestic and I mean, they're hunters, like they're scary animals, but hurting an animal is a little bit different than hurting a human, like a lot of humans and drugging them and making them do a lot of things against their will. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
wild. Like,
For sure. I mean, he did pardon Little Wayne though. Easy.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Speaking of, did you see the Menendez brothers got their sentence
Yes.
reduced to 50 years?
And they're having to like go through some hoops to get they're eligible for parole. So people think within this year they're going to be out on parole.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't see we've talked about this like back and forth and back and forth. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. We could probably do 10 episodes just on them. I guess we'll see. I mean, no matter what they did it, the question is of why
Hmm.
and if they learn their lesson. So,
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah,
I
that'll
just
be
wonder
interesting.
how productive they'll be as like freed members of society and their rehabilitation efforts. I just don't know how they're going to live in a new world that's 30 years more advanced than what they left.
Yeah, and the other thing is like, are the rich family going to take care of them so they don't have to work? Or are they going to have to like go get jobs? These guys who've never had jobs in their lives, literally
Yeah.
nepo trust fund babies. And
Yeah.
then now they're coming out years later from prison. It will be interesting to say the least to see how that goes.
Yeah, for sure.
The amount of ladies that are going to be at the courthouse when they get released is going to be insane.
Yeah.
Did you finish You, by the way?
Mm-mm, not yet.
Oh, I finished it last night.
I'm only on season 3 still.
Oh well, you've caught up. You've gone through season 4. You're just on the
Yeah.
rewatch.
Yeah. On the rewatch, and I haven't watched any of 5 yet, obviously.
Okay. Yeah. Got it. Yep. Nope. It was good.
Okay.
Text me when you finish. We'll talk through it.
Okay.
Moving on. Did you see that giant ass anaconda video? Is that real?
Yeah. I think it
No fucking
is.
way. No.
Jeremy said it's not either, but I mean, they don't stop growing as long as they're fed. So I don't know. Like, did you
That
watch the movie
makes me.
Anaconda?
Yeah. My anaconda don't. Um. Yeah, I don't know. I think that probably would give me nightmares for the rest of my life if I saw that.
Yeah,
I couldn't run
for
away
sure.
fast enough. How was it
Mhm.
floating? Or was it so big that it was on the bottom? I have a lot of questions.
I don't think it was on the bottom. I was wondering that too. How was it floating? But I mean, I don't know. I don't know the science behind it, but I've seen snakes like glide on the water before.
Not that
I
big.
don't know. Not that
That's the
big.
size
Because
of
you
a
know that's got
fucking
to weigh
yacht.
hundreds of pounds. Yeah.
That it's insane.
Maybe it just
I
like
hope it's not
took a
real.
deep breath and then it just like floated.
Yeah, just filled his belly full of air. Oh my gosh. No way. That thing freaked me out.
Huge. Yeah. That was wild.
Okay. Let's talk about the Yellowstone National Park TikTok. Did
I
you end
haven't
up
seen
on
anything.
this? Okay, there's a backstory. I saw a bunch of book talk girls saying, "What's going on with Yellowstone National Park's TikTok?" And I was like, I don't know, and just they kept popping up, and I watched them. So of course my For You page like is accustomed to this. So then I saw a couple, and it was like this. I guess he's an OnlyFans model. I learned this later. And you know the
Hmm.
guys who do the videos, and then they like act like they're laying over you to like a sexy song.
Hmm.
Okay, they were taking those videos, stitching it and then showing like a beautiful mountainscape or whatever with like the funniest captions. So then I just seen a couple. I'm like, this is funny. Moved on. My husband goes fully down the rabbit hole this weekend. Apparently, he was bored. Okay, there's beef between several national parks, and they're all doing the same thing. Apparently, there's another male entertainer that chops wood. They're taking that and doing like wildlife thirst traps. And
Okay.
then they're like talking shit to each other, playing really provocative songs. And none of them are blue check marks, so I know they're not the real pages. But I'm like, these people have way more free time than I do. But
Right?
if you do find yourself having free time, there's like Mount Rainier, I think, National Park,
Mm-hmm.
Glacier National Park, Yellowstone, several of them that are doing this, and they're beefing, and it's like banter. It's really funny. It's really funny. And a lot of people actually think it's really the national parks, which is even funnier to me. You know what? If it gets you outdoors, you do you.
Go for it. Yeah.
But it's hilarious. If you
Oh,
have free
man.
time, check it out.
I'll have to look into
The
that.
book talk community is invested. Yeah, and then speaking of unhinged social medias, did you see what Jimmy John's posted?
Mm-mm.
This is not a drill. This is the official Jimmy John's page. Blue check mark, everything. Posted 3 pickles and put Cassian, Azriel, and Resand. Official page.
That is wild.
It's like, who the hell gave a feral book talk girl the keys to this kingdom?
Yeah.
I cannot. I'm embarrassed for them.
Right? And it's like, they had to have some sort of meeting within the marketing team to be like, okay, what are we posting this week? And somebody's like, hey, here's a good idea. And everybody's like, oh
Some
yeah, I love
pickles.
that.
And name them after book talk boyfriends.
Yeah. What the fuck?
It's funny, but also I'm cringing a little bit too. Like, dude, that's your marketing plan? It's probably working. I don't know. I haven't gone to Jimmy John's because of it. I didn't go to Jimmy John's before, so I'm not their target demographic. But, anyways, you can't make this shit up. Okay, on to the next. Regretting You officially wrapped filming.
Yes, I'm so excited.
I'm
We might
excited
actually
even
get
though
the
I
movie.
hate this book.
We might actually get the movie on time.
Yeah, it said
I'm
what,
excited.
February 2026?
No, I think this one's October of this year.
Bro, we have so many books turning into movies. We need to get a calendar going. So we have October, December, February confirmed. October, Regretting You. December, The Housemaid, and February is Reminders of Him.
Mm-hmm.
I hate, of all of those, I hate 2 out of 3 of those books. Am I going to see the movie? Fuck yes. You fucking betcha. Okay, but the casting, I think we've talked about this so many times. The casting for all of these are so good. Like, so good. And I don't know who Scott Eastwood is playing. We didn't even know he was going to be in this Regretting You. That just got thrown in. Do you know who he's playing?
I saw it announced, but then I don't even know what news station did it. Like literally yesterday when I texted you. But then I went back and like looked at the Instagram, and there's video with him in it. Him and Dave Franco, and then the girl that plays, I guess, the daughter. So I think he's gonna play
He's Chris. He's the husband.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He'd be Jonah, right? That's the good guy.
Yeah. Is that gonna be Dave?
That's Franco.
Yeah.
Some high name actors. This is insane.
Yeah.
How did The Housemaid pull the cast it pulled too? I mean, I'll say this 100 times. How the fuck did they afford that?
Right? Whatever production company decided to purchase rights was like, hey, we're going deep.
Yeah. And then we have People We Meet on Vacation. That's already made. It's been made. And it's in Netflix, but there's no release date. We've talked about this before, and we can't find a release date. People who have the Netflix, like, apparently there's a job where you get Netflix things early, and you can watch, you're like a reviewer or whatever.
Oh.
It's on there. I saw somebody on Book Talk Baddies. Wait, that page is deleted. The other one. You know, the big one on Facebook. The newer one, yeah. Somebody posts that they were watching it. And then all the comments were like, we got,
Where? Yeah.
yeah, and people we meet on vacation release date. I'm excited for that one. You know, we talked about Emily Henry last week. I'm an Emily Henry stan.
Yeah.
Release date. Yeah, it's Netflix, so it's gonna be good too. AI is generating a response for me. Scheduled to premiere in 2025, and exact release date has not been announced.
I really think it's going to be like end of this month, early next month. Like it's got to be a
It's a
summer
vacation-y
vacation
vibe.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't even pick a favorite Emily Henry book. That's how much I like her.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's news. If we get a date, we'll mention it. Okay. Has your TikTok been taken over by Theo Vaughn as a baby?
Yes.
And Joe
Theo
Rogan.
And Joe. And Judge Judy. Have you seen the Judge Judy ones?
The Trump one too
so
killed
cute.
me. Oh my gosh, it's so cute, but they're saying inappropriate things. And I'm like, why is this funny? Why is this? It is, and then there's hundreds of thousands of likes on all of them. So I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
The Theo Vaughn, Joe Rogan ones have me rolling.
Yeah. Hilarious.
They're so funny. I haven't come across baby Matt Rife, but that would be funny.
Yes.
Now that I've said that, my TikTok's gonna immediately pull that up when we get off here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's everywhere. I'm like, who came up with the idea to do this?
Yeah.
And why does it look just like them?
Right?
Thanks, AI.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know how long our conspiracy theories are going to take, but I'm ready to dive into those if you are.
Okay. Which one do you want to do first?
Do the one that I'll die on the hill first.
Okay, I'll do mine too. You can go first.
You go first?
Yeah.
To no one's surprise, rolling out the red carpet, we did not, I repeat, did not go to the moon in 1969. Okay, and here's how. I'm going to prove it. Number one, if you look at the pictures, there's no stars.
Mm-mm.
No stars. Okay. Go outside at night, even in a city, on a non-cloudy night, you're going to see stars. Is there clouds around the moon? Why can't you see stars? Because the person who made the backdrop forgot to paint them on there. That's why there's no stars. Okay. Number two, the flag is waving. Yes, there's a bar in there. I know. People have tried to debunk that. It's still like flapping in the videos. Y'all, there's no wind in space. I even Googled it. No wind in space. Okay, here's a big one. The astronauts' cameras were like chest mounted. I'm going to show a picture here in a minute. Or actually, I'll just go and pull it up. Let's just pull it up. Okay, right here. Can you see my cursor?
Yeah.
Okay, right here is a chest-mounted camera.
Mm-hmm.
So, picture's this good. Also, this proves my point with the wind. Look.
Yeah.
That's very clear that that wind is blowing. Y'all, this is National Geographic. This is a reliable source. Okay. The other thing is, in some of the photos, people have said that the shadows are conflicting.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a movie set and you have cameras coming in from different angles. Okay. Backgrounds look the same in different locations. Reminder, which we'll get back to. Actually, I'm going to scoot down to this one. Why haven't we gone back, right? I Googled it. It says we've been 6 times. I don't know if anyone knows that. They say from 1969 to 1972, we went 6 times. There was also 2 other times where they went around. Once they went around it, and then once they got within 10 miles and aborted because of a failure. 6 times supposedly landed on the moon. Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong were the first 2. That's why they're the ones that are known. Even SpaceX, I thought SpaceX went. They didn't actually land on the moon. No one has landed on the moon since 1972. 50-something years ago. Why? Okay. Now, here's another one. NASA admitted that they lost the original high-quality footage. This is facts. This is supposed to be the biggest step for mankind, blah, 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 whatever the quote is. And you're telling me you lost the footage?
Somebody just took it home and their dog ate it, or what? Like
you didn't. Yeah, the dog ate the homework. That's what it sounds like. You cannot tell me that they wouldn't have had like 10 copies of that shit. Also, how was it like live streamed?
Yeah.
I
I mean, we
couldn't
can't even
find
get Wi-Fi
anything.
to connect. We can't get our cell phones to work sometimes. Like, no.
Yes. How was it? Now, I did research this a little bit to see. Do they have a way, like, were they playing recordings? I couldn't get a clear answer on that. By what I've read, it looks like they were live streaming, and people thought they were
Yeah.
live streaming. In my
Yeah.
opinion, it was a recording from a film studio. Anyways, okay, next point, footprints. Look at the footprints. That looks like the fucking dirt outside.
Yeah.
I'm going to show another photo for my last point. Me looking up these pictures, I texted Tisha. I got fired up again because there's no way this is real. Look, flag issue again. Rover, look at these fucking footprints. That looks like a tin can. That's aluminum foil. That's what I cover my food in when I don't finish it and put it in the fridge. That's what that is.
Yeah. How did that fly through space?
Yeah. It didn't, is the answer. It did not.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, these are official. The other one was from National Geographic. This one is talking about the Apollo 17 crew, which is one of the 6 times we supposedly landed.
Okay.
So anyways, there's my argument of why I think we didn't go to the moon.
Okay.
Prove me wrong.
I mean, I'm with you because it's bad. All right. Here's mine. I did the Mandela effect. Is it backwards? Okay,
That's
good. I was like, oh God. Don't tell me. Okay, so what is it and where did it come from? It was first coined in 2009 by Fiona Broom when she created a website to detail her observance of the phenomenon. She was at a conference talking with other people about how she remembered the tragedy of former South African President Nelson Mandela's death in prison in the 1980s. I wasn't even alive, but I vividly remember seeing footage of the parade after his funeral, and it didn't make sense. I was like, okay. But then when he died in 2013, I was like, hasn't he been dead for like 20 years? What the fuck is happening? So here's the kicker. It never happened, at least in this timeline. He did not die in the 1980s. He passed away in 2013. As she began to talk to other people about her memories, she learned that she was not alone. Others remember seeing news coverage of his death, as well as a speech by his widow. And I swear I saw pictures of his wife standing at like a podium giving her speech at his funeral. So weird. So she was shocked that so many people had the same memories of something that never happened. So examples, when you think of the Monopoly Man, which I didn't even know he had a name. His name is Uncle Pennybags.
Wait, no, I didn't know that either. Okay.
What do you think of? Like, describe him.
Monocle. He has it.
He does.
He's running and he has a monocle over his eye.
And he has either a cane in some pictures or a bag of money. And he has a top hat and a mustache. And he has a freaking monocle. So this is what we all picture or imagine. But
100%.
This is what they say actually happened. Or is like, this is what we have now. This other one without the monocle. How the fuck?
It doesn't look right. It doesn't look right.
No. He looks naked.
Yeah. For sure. That's not right.
Why are you not? Okay. Now Fruit of the Loom.
I know this one.
Everyone remembers. And I've seen pictures of people that have like their grandpa's shirt or underwear or something. Like they found an old piece of clothing that is Fruit of the Loom and it has the fucking cornucopia. And Fruit of the Loom, the guy who made the logo and the whole corporation swears up and down the cornucopia never existed. So this is what we have today, just a pile of fruit. And this is what everyone knows.
We grew up with the cornucopia. Without a doubt.
Okay, now Curious George, does he have a tail?
See, this one I don't remember. I think he does.
This is what we have today.
I think he has one that curls around.
Yeah, this one, poor editing, but they added the tail. But he definitely used to swing from trees or like hang upside down with his fucking tail.
Yeah.
What about the Flintstones? How do you spell that?
Well, I need to think about my old gummies. Or my vitamins.
Yeah. because
Flintstones.
every 90s child took Flintstones vitamins.
For sure, everyone took the Flintstones vitamins.
Well,
I don't know how to spell it.
now they're saying it's the Flintstones.
No, it's a D, right? Or an E. No?
No, we always just thought it was Flintstones.
Okay. Yeah.
So they added an extra T.
I-N-E.
No, just
Where's that? It's
Flynn.
S. Sorry, it's blurry.
Yeah,
F-L-I-N. Okay, yeah, that looks more right. There's not two T's.
No, why?
It would be
Like,
Flint.
I get that, yeah, Flint makes sense, but no. Somebody realized, oh, that was wrong and went in and changed it. Now what about your baloney? Remember the little jingle for Oscar Mayer back in the day? My baloney has a first name. It's Oscar. My
Yes.
baloney has a last name. How do you spell Meyer? The song was Mayer.
M-A-Y-E-R. Okay. I buy Oscar Mayer a lot, so in my head, M-E-Y-E-R.
Because that's what we have now. But
Yeah,
it
'cause
used
that's
to
what we have
be
now.
Mayer.
Okay. See, I don't get the purpose of this.
And then here's a bunch more examples because I swear to you, Cheez-Its used to have a Z. Berenstain
For
Bears.
sure.
The Raisin Bran son has sunglasses.
Yeah.
This
What
one,
about the Frosted Flakes one?
I didn't know, but people say the nose is blue, whereas now it's black, which
Have
not
you
a big
seen the
deal.
brownie one, the cosmic brownie one?
Uh-uh.
They believe one of them. It's like they used to have a line in it, and then they're saying they never had a line. But I specifically remember breaking them in half.
Yes, because
Yeah.
it has the line.
Yeah. No, apparently they don't.
They're full of shit too.
Yeah.
Adidas. I've always known it Adidas because of, like, in school we always said all day I dream about sex.
Yep.
Apparently
Classic.
some people thought it was Adidas, which I feel I had a pair of shoes and I feel like I remember that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
C3PO has a silver leg.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of people don't remember that. The laughing cow, does it have a nose ring or no?
Oh, I don't know.
I feel like in
the
all the
yogurt?
commercials when we were little, it has a nose ring.
Yeah.
It's a gold nose ring because it's a cow and
In the middle, like that's how you
Yeah.
pull them. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then Chick-fil-A and Fruit Loops and Jiffy. Jiffy
Fruit
peanut
Loops
butter.
spelled fruit, F-R-O-O-T. It's not anymore.
No, it's spelled like the word fruit.
So weird.
Yeah. They're saying Jiffy peanut butter never existed. It's always been Jif. I was like, no. I definitely remember both of them, Jiffy and Jif, but
Yeah.
they're saying it's one
Wait,
brand
that was two
and it's
different
only ever
brands.
been, yeah, and they're saying it's only ever been Jif. I'm like, no. So then there's audio ones too. When you think of Star Wars, what is the most quoted line?
I am your father.
They're saying it's not Luke, I am your father. It is no, I am your father.
I should know this. I'm a Star Wars nerd, but I always know it as Luke. Luke, I am your father.
That's what everyone knows. And what about what does Forrest Gump say?
Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah. Apparently he actually said life was like a box of chocolates.
No, life is.
Yeah.
So I said it the Mandela effect way on both of those.
Yep. And then Snow White, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest
Who's
of all?
the fairest of them all?
Apparently it's actually magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all.
It's mirror, mirror.
Yeah.
Not magic mirror. What the fuck?
No. And then Wizard of Oz. What does Dorothy say when they get out of the tornado?
There's no place like home. That one, no.
No. To the dog.
We're not in Kansas anymore, Toto. Toto, we're not in Kansas anymore.
Apparently she actually said, Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
There was no I have a feeling.
Really not. So the thing is, why? Why do so many people remember these things not the way it really was? There's two theories that I'm inclined to believe. The first is a lot of these events were on a new timeline because CERN turned on the Large Hadron Collider, manipulating our timeline in 2008. and then we jumped into another timeline where these things really did happen. So a large, like, collective group of us were shifted, or, which we already know, I really believe this, the government is intentionally trying to manipulate our thinking and change things to create a distrust of our own memories. Because
That one, yeah.
because if we don't remember it right, then how can we be trusted with any part of history?
And we already know they leave shit out. They don't teach you
Uh,
everything in history class.
Yeah. So alternative theories are confabulation, which is just like someone misremembering something and then we're highly suggestive. So we heard somebody else say or draw a picture or whatever of the incorrect way. I'm like, no, the fuck we didn't.
Like that we've heard it and so we made up a story in our mind.
Yeah. Or just
Okay.
general misremembering is the other theory. I'm like, no.
Not
No.
for an entire generation to believe something. But Siri,
Yep.
that's why there's a lawsuit. About to get $20 per device.
Exactly.
Government listening to our shit.
Our private conversations.
Yeah,
Okay.
fuck off. I love it. I will die on this hill with you. I think that there's something wonky. I don't know why. But there is something wonky going on.
Mm-hmm.
And the Fruit of the Loom one, for sure. I the Monopoly and Fruit of the Loom. And you know what? My grandma has an original Monopoly set from, like, the pieces are metal. I think from, like, the 70s. So I bet I could fact check that one a little bit, personally. I need to text her to send me a picture. Okay. Do you want to do your Die on this Hill one, or you want me to do my Die on this Hill?
You can do yours.
Or sorry, not Die on this Hill. We did our Die on this Hill.
Yeah.
We are doing the ones that we find interesting. We don't know if we believe or not. We're just going to present you with arguments.
Yes.
Do you mind? Okay.
Yeah.
You know mine. Time travel. Is it real? Here's my quote. My husband says this all the time. If it's possible ever, it's possible now. Think about that. It is.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a scientific thing that I put in my notes called science shit to say how scientifically it could be possible. Time dilation is already proven.
Uh-huh.
Einstein has a theory of relativity that shows time isn't fixed. It's affected by speed and gravity. It's not science fiction, and it's legit. They're talking about astronauts on the ISS, International Space Station, aging slightly slower than on Earth. I don't know about that, because those people that were trapped up there looked like they aged quite a bit up there, but I don't know. GPS satellites need a constant time correction because they tick faster than clocks on Earth. So the theory is they move faster, so they are further ahead, and they have to adjust the satellites to match our time. It happens in milliseconds. So this is how it could be possible, and they are working with it in everyday life. Now, I thought it would be fun to find some stories, which I've heard most of these on TikTok, some stories of people who think that they've spotted time travelers, or it's caught on video in some cases, and they, just to see, right? Now, I'm going to try to debunk these as we go through to my best ability, because I'm not dying on this hill. I'm just laying out the facts, okay? This one they call the time traveling hipster. It's a photo from 1941. It was taken in British Columbia. A man stands out in the crowd. He is wearing modern sunglasses, a graphic t-shirt with a logo on it, and he's holding a portable camera that looks like it's ahead of its time. It's kind of sticks out for 1941. Now, I don't know this area of British Columbia. Maybe it's a really rural area. This is my debunk. Maybe it's a really rural area that was behind a little bit, and this person was from Montreal, Toronto, some other area in Canada that's more sophisticated. We are in 2025, and I go back to Bearville, and I still feel like I stepped back 20 years, and I live an hour away in Rogers. So, you imagine in the 40s, I'm sure it's even more extreme than that. Maybe it looks like a logo, maybe he had a stain on his shirt, and they were trendy sunglasses in town, or he found them. And the camera, it could just be that this area was behind the times. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that one could go either way, right?
Mm-hmm.
John Titor is his name. This one is one of the most famous ones. It's from 1998 to 2001. So this is a much more recent one. He claimed he was from 2036 and was sent back to retrieve an IBM 5100 to debug future systems.
Mm-hmm.
He posted on online forums. Now, I'm just going to stop. I didn't know there was online forums in 1999. I think we got super online until probably 2003, 2004, 2005.
Yeah.
That's just when I remember people being more like using the internet. And it was for like MySpace. We weren't chronically online like we are right now. The weird thing about what he posted in the forums was that he said some things that were eerily accurate. So, talked about civil unrest, diseases, breakdown of political, just stuff that it's like, how does he know that? How is it accurate?
Mm-hmm.
He predicted a slow unraveling of American life that some say resembles what's going on right now. Then, he disappears from the internet in 2001, and no one ever figured out his real name, who he was, anything like that. Could it have just been a troll that got lucky? Or was he really from 2036 and he got the IBM thing, so no future systems are going to be bugged? I don't know. Okay, the Charlie Chaplin cell phone scene in 1928. They made a DVD extra cut for the movie The Circus that was from 1928. They do this on a lot of old movies. We talked about The Wizard of Oz earlier. They just find random footage from there, put it in to give people a little bit more. In this extra cut, a woman is seen walking by talking on a cell phone. It looks like a cell phone. The footage shows her holding a device to her ear and speaking. It's not like she's holding it up like it's a phone and speaking. Some people are trying to say it was a hearing aid, but that doesn't really explain why she was talking. So, anyways, kind of odd. The only thing I can think to debunk this is maybe she had one of those tape recorders. I don't know if they had those in 1928. I don't know when those were big, but that is one thing that I could think of. Now, they may not have had one that small. I just know I've watched Mindhunter. Have you watched that?
Yeah.
They had the giant ones. I don't know what year that was, but they were like a full, it looks like a record box.
That was like the 70s with Ed Gein.
Yeah, Ed Gein. Either way, probably hard to explain the tape recorder thing. That was bad. This one is 70s. Funny. Late 70s. Okay. So, I don't know how to debunk that one other than that, because my debunk just got debunked. So, next one. This one's fun. 2008, archaeologists in China opened a 400-year sealed tomb. They found a Swiss watch in there with the word Swiss, and it was stuck at 10:06. I don't know, AM or PM. The tomb was apparently dated back to the Ming Dynasty, and no one had an explanation for how a modern watch got in there. And then another note was like, no one's been able to come up with a debunk. Because I think it's pretty, this just my, experience from being an expert at Brendan Fraser's The Mummy. It's pretty obvious probably when something's been sealed for a long time versus not. I would think that if someone did that as a prank, which it's kind of funny prank, but also like, no, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it as a prank. It could be funny depending on my mood that day, probably. But I think you'd be able to tell. One would think there would be evidence there. That one's probably one of the most compelling ones to me that make me think, is it? Like, is it? Okay, this one's fun too. Mike Tyson 1995 fight. There is a photo of someone that is holding up what looks like a smartphone and recording it. like you see at concerts. Has a
Huh.
lens, is held vertically, smartphone style, but the cameras in phones weren't around for another 5 to 6 years. I'm gonna try to
Hmm.
find this photo and share my screen. Photo, because I looked at it and I was like, oh shit, yeah, no, this is good. And it's a video. Let's see if it'll let me share. Okay, you see this? Look right there.
Yeah, that looks like an iPhone.
This is in 1995.
What the hell?
Yeah,
And I mean, if you're from even today's time, you know that's a huge fight and it's worth going. Like,
for sure. Is that the one where he bit the guy's ear?
maybe.
But anyways, I found that one pretty fun as well. Oh, these are fun, sorry. Okay, got a couple more. This is the one that got me actually interested in time travel. I saw a TikTok on this. You know when you watch a TikTok and then 50 more pop up? Okay, this one's from 2003. This guy named Andrew Carlson got arrested by the FBI for insider trading. He had $800. He turned it into $350 million with 126 flawless stock trades. Meaning, he didn't make one bad investment. He was 100%, 126 for 126.
Jeez.
So, of course, that's going to flag the FBI. Insider trading seems like $800 into 350. Sign me the fuck up. This is in 2003, so that is probably double today. I don't know with inflation. Like, that's a lot more money today.
Yeah.
Okay, he told agents he was from the year 2256. Is that how you say it? 2256? We ain't even that high. I don't know how to say it.
That's wild.
He said he had insider knowledge for future markets. He posted bail, of course, with his money. I don't know if they seized his assets or if he had money somewhere. Usually, when there's SEC or whatever it's called investigations, they freeze your assets. Given that it's 2003, if he had cash, I don't know. I know credit card. I know that was all a thing, but people still, even when I was a kid, debit and credit cards were not nearly as used. People still wrote checks at this time. So maybe he wrote a check. I don't know. He said it was from the future. He wanted to get back to his ship thing. He kept saying. So he posted bail. He disappeared. Never heard from again. No one can find his name. No one can find anything about him. The story was never 100% confirmed. It was never debunked either. So it could have happened. It could have not happened. We all know the government loves to lie to us.
That's for sure.
So totally normal that they could be keeping this from us. Like, we know aliens are real. What makes you think that they wouldn't hide someone being able to get away with insider trading? But also, somebody could have just made this story up completely from scratch, and no one can prove otherwise. Okay, last one. There's a Gettysburg. So Civil War photo was taken at the Battle of Gettysburg. Everyone knows that as the place where Abraham Lincoln made the famous address to free the slaves. 40 and so many years ago. That speech you had to learn in history class in 5th grade. There was a photo taken, which back in the day, photos were much rarer and much different process. There is a guy in it who has he has a fade haircut, which is 150 years in the future. Fades are popular like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Bird photo with fade. Oh, okay. It's so blurry. No, it's a picture of Abraham Lincoln. I can't find it. But yeah, apparently he stood out like a sore thumb, and people were like, he has to be from the photographic experts say it's just a coincidence, but conspiracy theorists say he missed the re-entry window. That's another thing. If it's real, is there a re-entry window? Is it like in the movies where if you talk to someone, you mess everything, and this creates Mandela effects? I don't know.
Yeah, it's possible.
You talk to that logo designer for Fruit of the Loom one time, and it changes the whole trajectory, and there's no longer a cornucopia. It's a theory. Not saying it's true. Not saying it's not. But it's a theory.
Did you see that Stephen Hawking held a party for time travelers because he believed in string theory and the multiverse.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
held this lavish party, balloons, food, all this stuff. He sat there and waited and waited and waited for hours. Didn't post any information about the party until after it happened with like the exact coordinates, day and time, so that the only people that could show up would be time travelers from the future. And then they would have to find a way to come back. But nobody showed up. So
Yeah. Okay, I just Googled it. This is interesting. I can't believe I didn't come across this in my research.
yeah.
He did a famous experiment, threw a party for time travelers. Invitations were sent out the day after the party, which was held at 12 on June 28, 2009. No one attended, leading Hawking to conclude that the backward time travel is likely impossible. So he thinks backward time travel is impossible, but possibly forward.
Yeah. Yeah. He said no one's figured it out yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, And that came up in my research for the Mandela effect.
Yeah, it's funny how those are kind of tied at the end there, because that is a whole theory that there is a whole theory that every single time you make a decision, like I decided to cross my leg just now, two realities.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to say this word, two realities. Split, 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 split. So there's infinite. I decided to take this route home from work apart from this route. Therefore, someone is going to get in a wreck here, or I was going to get in a wreck there, or I'm going to eat this for dinner instead of this. It's like, it just makes my brain go, wow, what if? What if that's true? We don't understand shit about fuck. We haven't even explored 90% of the ocean.
Yeah. And that's where all the secrets are.
Yeah. Aliens in the ocean. Congress confirmed it. That's not even a conspiracy theory at this point. Okay. You're going to bring us home. I don't know what this is, so I'm actually really excited. Okay. Bring us on home.
All right. So this is just for fun. I don't know whether I believe it or not. A few different theories. The Titanic sinking was planned.
Good one. Maybe. Sorry. I just got excited.
Maybe.
I got excited. Okay, go ahead.
There are several theories. JP Morgan, which is like Chase Bank, planned it to take out his competitors to establish the Federal Reserve because they were supposedly very against this. 2, this was insurance fraud because the Olympic had been damaged twice and was sitting in a salvage yard, and they wanted to get some of their money back on it. The Titanic policy would not have covered the loss of the Olympic, but you get some money. So 3rd is that there was structural damage because they had multiple fires in the coal bunker, which in that time was really common because you have coal, like stockpiles of coal to get you, all these places. And obviously that catches easily. So first one, this started gaining traction in late 2017. It says that he sank the ship in order to kill off several millionaires who were in opposition of the Federal Reserve, including John Jacob Astor IV, Benjamin Guggenheim, and Isidor Straus. They were all allegedly opposed to the creation of the U.S. Central Bank. Insurance fraud, like I said, the Olympic had been damaged. He just wanted to get some of his money back. But it's kind of a bad insurance fraud, a bad scam, because he owned the White Star Line and there wasn't proper documentation, and it would have been really difficult to switch the two ships out, especially with the Olympic being basically out of commission.
So the theory is, just so I'm following, that it actually wasn't the Titanic that sunk, it was the one that had been damaged, and the Titanic was the other ship. So they think that they switched it out to sink the Olympic to get insurance money because it was already damaged, and all the people were collateral damage.
Yeah, like 1,500 people. Yeah.
Yeah, no big.
Yeah, and then the structural integrity. They've done several like reconstructions, digital, obviously, to show like if that were the case, the ship wouldn't have snapped where it did. It would have almost like the pressure, like it would have like crinkled instead of folding, essentially. But the one thing we can all agree on, there was room for Jack.
Yes! There was room for Jack on that door. You are 100% right. That is the greatest ending to that. Period. Good job. Rose, man.
Yeah.
I'm dead. That was great. Good job. Man.
Oh, yeah.
Good
That was
stuff.
fun.
You know what? I'm gonna say something controversial. I believe the Olympic theory. I've believed that theory for a
I could see
while,
it.
actually.
Yeah. I mean, I could see it being possible. The only thing that makes it more difficult is like all of the people who survived, which wasn't a lot. The way that they described things in the ship didn't line up with what the Olympic looked like on the inside. So to
Oh,
like
yeah.
repaint, recarpet, do all of that, it would have cost more than they would have gained in the long run, and it just wouldn't have even been worth
Yeah. Yeah,
it.
back in the day, you could change shit, though, and no one would know. Today, you'd have receipts and credit card statements, and
Yeah.
that's the thing about really old mysteries. You probably never know.
Mm-mm.
Never know.
Yep. There's another theory that it was planned by J.P. Morgan. I don't remember what for, but it was everybody was like, how do you plan to run into an iceberg? Like, I mean, yeah, it doesn't make sense, but who knows?
Yeah, that's a good conspiracy theory, though. Give me an idea for the next one that will really get me canceled.
All right. Well, leave us a comment if you agree with any of these, if you remember any of these things, or have other like Mandela effect or examples of time travelers. Let us know if we need to do our own little AI baby video.
Yeah. Oh man.
um, I can imagine. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and join us next week when we talk about Silver Elite.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm getting excited. So, yeah, we will talk to you guys later.
Bye.